All right, guys, welcome to part 2 of Trends in the Housing Market. It was discontinued. It was disconnected or flagged or kicked off or whatever the case was. What happened was I got a warning saying I'm in distribution of dangerous material or something I'm showing on here about a house. I guess the economy's slowing down and I guess people aren't supposed to know that. So they're playing this supply and demand down in Florida too. Florida's economy will grow, but not enough housing. And yeah, I see that. I see them always playing the supply and demand, bring in more rich investors and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay, Tignim's back. Thank God he's here. We got somebody watching now. Good. So yeah, the transmission was taken down. Unfortunately, I don't know what's happening, but apparently, it was saying that I'm in distribution of dangerous materials, or I am sharing dangerous information or something. All I'm talking about is the housing prices and affordability levels. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get a caller on the show. We need to look at a house in Texas, man. This is really starting to piss me off. All right, let's get over. All right, let's get over here. Let's get over to Texas. Let's get over to North Texas today. We're going to go to North Texas and see what you could buy for 90 grand. Just to help people out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I had a friend from Australia telling me that the average home in America is like $1 million. I'm like, Canada, not not in the States. Okay, North Texas. All right, let's get to the north part of Texas. Everything's like 80 grand, 90 grand. All right, let's go a little bit more pricier, guys. Let's say, okay, what was the average house there? The average house in Vancouver was what, 890 or 980 or $1 million? I think it was $1 million. But Toronto was, let's say 200K. All right, that's $2 million. 200. All right, 200 large to say 300,000. Let's get like realistic here with pricing. There you go. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,400 square feet. Gorgeous starter home for a starting out family, and you could get this place for less than $700 a month, and your property tax is $984 a year. Same house in Canada. The same house right here in Toronto. $4 million. No, Texas is not cheap. Someone's saying, why is it so cheap in Texas? It's not cheap in Texas. That's what a property is supposed to be worth. Because the average person in Texas, where was it? Where the hell did I put that thing? The average property in Texas, the average wage in Texas is around $50,000 a year in North Texas. All right, so calm down, everybody. All right, let's move on here. Ooh, look at this house. It looks like a school. Look at that. It looks like a friggin' school. Wow, look at that house. $285,000. Price cut of 10 large. It's in North Texas, of course. Spring Ranch. Big land. Look at this thing from the outside. Look. It looks like a school. That house in Vancouver? $7 million. And your neighbor to the left hates you, and the neighbor to the right of you hates you. And then the rest of your street, no one lives there, because everyone's living offshore or living overseas. Wow, look how big this thing is inside. Holy smokes. Raleigh is saying 7 million pesos. No, that's a lot. That's like 630,000 US Canadian. That's 630,000 Canadian. That's too much. 7 million pesos. No way. All right. Man, I don't know what we're paying up here. Like, I don't understand. If you're a teacher starting out, let's get working on the show. Let's get working on it right now. Let's get on the show. she ain't picking up. She'll probably coming back when she's back. Somebody asked me, Mike, would you want to live in Queens? Would you want to? Would you or not want to live in Queens, New York? I would live in Queens, New York if it was 1986. I would live in Queens, New York in 84, 85, 86. I would. Now? No. Call me back in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. All right. Let's see who we got here. What? I got Alicia Keys here on my... No, I think I read that wrong. I don't know who's here or not right now watching because every time I get to a certain amount of viewers, it just kicks me right off. And I got to start all over again. Because they would like for you to, if it's okay, to watch people pour gravy down their pants. Because that is what people do. All right, let's see if we could get... Van Life and Travel, says Tignim. Yeah, you know what? We should do a Mike in the Night Van Life night. One night we should do a Van Life discussion. Discussing van life. People living in vehicles. Because, I mean, like, in Canada, the average person would die to buy a place like this for $229. That's about 300,000 Canadian, right? And only pay $700 a month for it, you know? But look at the land. Holy crap. People would give their left nut to pay that much for it. But unfortunately, we don't have that here. We don't have that here in Canada. We don't have that opportunity in Canada. It's for the rich. TJH, member of the channel. Formifist just did a tiny home video on his channel. Nice. Yeah, I'll go check it out. I promise. We should do, I think we should do a van living thing on Mike in the Night, talking about van living, what people think of van living, how van living works, what people spend. Maybe we could get some people to call into the show. Brother John says, I moved to the country from New York City, no turning back. You couldn't give me a free house to move back to New York City. That's right. Too fat to fish is in the comments. Lots of people turning to RVs to start out now. Yeah. New York City is great if you're mega rich, not the average Joe. Well, the average Joe came in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s from Europe, right? They came with two nickels in their pocket and a satchel over their shoulder, like my dad did. My grandpa and everybody that came here. They all came here to the West, to the New World, right? Tignim is saying RVing is the way to go. That's what a lot of people are doing now. So, guys, we need to discuss. Let's see who we got here, who we could call in before we call into... Oh, God, let's see who we got here. Oh, let's get Supreme Canon. I'm not sure if he's watching. I don't even know if he knows that I'm live. Let's give him a call. Hello? 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 Nobody home? Probably busy. Probably got him at a bad time. Bob Smithers is saying bonjour. Solid Extra says try again. Let's give it a try. See what he's up to. Hello? I think he's just hanging up the phone. We picks it up, and I think I got him at the wrong time. Yeah, very expensive in Canada. Don't make Mike Martins have to show you what you could buy in Miami Beach for 50 large. Don't make me go there because I'm gonna get mad. Ooh, I like this stonework type old style home. I like this kind of like historical with the atriums and stuff, and ooh, the stone backyard. And the it's all handmade, eh? This is really nice. This is in North Texas, guys. What's this thing going for? 267. This house in Toronto, $3 million. This is North Texas here. Oh, it's Supreme. Yo, what's up, dog?
Hola, Miguel. You tried calling me a minute ago?
Yeah, I tried calling you. I got a wow. We're just looking at homes here on the show. We read a bunch of articles and a lot of turbulence, lots of things happening, and everyone's basically told to buckle up for a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
For 2020 when it comes to housing, the housing markets, and everyone's bought out of the markets. There's something that came up here, and it is North Texas home sales are up. We checked online for the average wage earner in Texas. So a teacher, starting out teacher in North Texas makes about $50,000 a year.
Okay.
Now tell me, how much in Canadian money do you have to make to take home $50,000 to take home? Well, because you don't pay that much income tax and you don't get taxed so much on your labor in Texas, you actually take home about $44,000 of 50.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So how much do you need to make in Canada to make that? So 44,000 American, let's say it's 58,000 Canadian. How much money do you need to make gross to take home 58,000 Canadian?
58,000 Canadian in Canada, you'll be probably 75.
There you go, people. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Oh, but they pay less in America. Yeah, but you're taxed less, so you make more.
That's right. So, now, okay. Of course, down there, if your employer, of course, this is a proviso too. If your employer pays you for your medical, for your HMO, then you're probably good. If they don't, I don't know what your premiums would be, but that's probably like a mortgage to some people too.
Yeah, it depends what you do too, right? But usually right. Teachers get covered by the state, right?
Oh, that's right. If you work for a hospital, if you work for a big aerospace corporation or IT or something like that, there's a pretty. I mean, you probably wouldn't move down there if they said, "Oh yeah, by the way, your HMO is going to be $1,500 a month." You'd probably say, "Forget it. I'll stay in Edmonton." Right.
Right. Now, no, they would never. I don't think they'd ever do that.
No.
Okay, my question to you is now: what's the deal with rising property taxes? Toronto. They're not. It's not a myth. It's reality. They're talking now. Toronto, Vancouver, little towns right across Edmonton. They're talking about Windsor. They're talking about everywhere in friggin' Canada is raising property taxes.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because property prices are going down and they have to offset, or what do you think?
Well, all of the years that their assessments were going up, their taxes would have increased anyway, obviously, even if the percentage didn't change. But I think it's partly, too, because you're running into the same problem that governments are running into. You've got a lot of public sector workers. Even my little village, the town workers here are unionized, right? And some of them have been working for 30 plus years, and they've got a lot of obligations that they've got to meet. And regardless of whether people want to live in the city or not, they've got to cover them. So, and I don't think below the level of like a province, you can run any kind of a deficit. You can mask things for a long time if you run deficits.
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure when they brought in all the welfare and all the the socialized healthcare and all the things we have in Canada 50 years ago, if people were expected to pay as they go, and actually pay in taxes what it would cost to run those programs, it never would have flown.
No,
They would have said forget it.
if they actually paid, oh, it would be like 50% of everything. It would
Yeah,
be.
that's right. Yeah, yeah, in like 1975, not now.
No.
It would have been absolutely crazy. So they began to run these insane deficits, and they were expecting economic growth to keep things more or less, at the same percentage of GDP every year.
Hmm. Okay.
But you know what? Yeah, go ahead.
No. I wanted to say that, so technically, let's say we were work for deficit program where we're working to pay down the deficits and get the country on track. You go to
Yeah,
work an entire week and then you owe the government $300.
yeah,
You don't make money, but you still owe them 300 and you work the whole week.
that's right.
That's
That's
how
well,
bad it would be.
that's what would happen. And in the end, it would have to be, the employers would have to they would have to raise wages. Well, you'd have a revolt. What you'd have is governments. You'd have parties running to install governments that would go back to deficit spending, and just push the problem further down the road. That people aren't going to do that. They're not going to have that. I mean, they're already pretty much at their limit,
Hmm.
and their entitlements, their desire for entitlements, didn't go down. You can't have it both ways. So you're going to have. It's kind of like what you had in Ontario. You had the last premier there. I mean, they ran these unbelievable deficits. Ontario is functionally bankrupt, and making all of these promises to stay in power, and it had nothing to do with economic growth. They just literally don't understand how wealth is created. So they drove all kinds of businesses out of Ontario and just made the place completely uncompetitive. And they're fighting tooth and nail against the guy they got there now, who's just in the end trying to balance the books.
But your friend JT right now, who's in Costa Rica for a couple of weeks, no one knows where he's at, apparently said that the books will balance themselves.
Well, sure they will. Yeah. Yeah, all this is the thing about debt. Okay, all debt eventually gets repaid. It's going to be repaid by the borrower, or it's going to be sucked up by the lender. That's what's going to happen. So at some point in time, the books will balance themselves, because we'll be trading conch shells and pine cones for money instead of paper.
Isn't that from the movie Lord of the Flies? The
Oh,
book?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the article I have up here. So North Texas homes are on fire. They're up 5% from last year. You know what the median home price in North Texas is?
What is it now?
270.
270. That's still pretty high for that wage level, but it's not unmanageable, right?
Right. Right. So the average wage for a kindergarten or a teacher starting out, a trial teacher starting out, is about 50,000 US.
Yeah.
So you could live alone, and a mortgage on 270, you're looking at about 800 a month, and I think you could do okay on 270.
Yeah, you should be fine. Your medical's covered. All of those benefits are included. Yeah, if all you got to worry about is car and house and all the relevant expenses that go with that, you should be able to manage it. You're not going to get rich, but in all likelihood, they also contribute to matching to a 401k as well. So your future retirement, what have you, is being supplied too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm looking around at homes here in Texas, man. Man, what you could buy for 247, it's just absolutely phenomenal. Like what
Yeah,
you buy for, it's like a castle. This house, holy shoot, it's like phenomenal.
yeah, it's crazy.
The
The
interior,
places you can get, yeah.
the ceramic, oh my god, I love these outdoor patios. It's not really a patio. It looks like it's built into the house, but you're outside, and all you have is curtains. You don't have like actual like walls.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they have patios like that here too. It's just kind of a denser version of a screen
You could use it
that
like two
goes
months
around
of
it.
the year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in Canada, 2 months of the year. Yeah,
No,
maybe.
that's if you're by the Great Lakes. But no, here where we are, it starts getting really nice in March. So
It does. Yeah, March, April, the sun comes out, the humidity's a little high, of course, because it's the snow is melting and whatnot, and evaporating from the ground. But it's still nice. As long as you could, keep the mosquitoes out. It's really nice.
So we got Walking Journey in the comments says, you want affordable housing, get rid of your socialized healthcare and your runaway welfare straight, lower your taxes.
Well, that would be really good. It's just that our debt is so enormously high now. They probably don't dare lower the taxes. They're just hanging on. We're hanging on by our fingernails right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either going to be they're going to have to cut entitlements, which is political suicide, or they're going to have to raise taxes, which is maybe a slower form of political suicide, or they'll just do what they've been doing for the last 50 years and just increase the deficit, keep borrowing. Which just buys more time, but eventually there's a generation of politicians that will have to deal with it. And it's going to take a crisis. It's going to take some kind of major disaster. And then everyone is going to settle back down at, and on the average, a somewhat lower standard of living.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's sanity anyway. Like we couldn't continue the way we were going.
Okay, we're gonna get someone on the show with you to talk with you. Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna get working on it from Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh, cool.
So let me see how you add to group. Let me see if I could do this. Add done. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Connecting to your show. Are you there, Supreme?
I'm still here. Yeah.
I want to see if I could get if she could come on. I wonder if I have her. Okay, let's add people. Ooh, Walking Journey's here too. It looks like he's got his Skype on. I'm not sure if he's working too. Where is she? Where did she go? Well, let's see if I could type her in. Working on it. There she is. I'm is it calling? Okay, Supreme, you there? Yo, you there?
Hey, Mike.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh my god, it's a fake. Hello?
Hi again.
Yeah, it was a fake. It was a fake account.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fake account, unfortunately.
Oh geez. Okay. Yeah, I got cut off anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't know what people are doing. I don't know what the heck is going on here, or what people are. I don't know what people are up to, man. Like, they have a lot of time, which is kind of nice.
It's pretty sweet, isn't it? Yeah. Wish we had that kind of time, eh?
And
Yeah. Working on it says. Okay. Well, try calling in again. I've seen you working on it here before.
and then I'm on it saying I'm real.
Mm-hmm.
So we're calling Steve the plumber right now. See if he picks up.
Sure.
Who the hell is this?
Steve, what's up, buddy? You're live on the show with Supreme Canon. We're talking about housing. How are you?
I'm doing all right, How's it going, Supreme?
So far, so good, man.
That's good.
Good. We got a round table here. So we're looking at, it looks like housing is still going up in Toronto, according to what they're saying here, Steve. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, I think those TREB numbers are easily challenged. At a glance, they're 20,000 feet. They keep on changing them. They'll pump out great numbers, and then silently 4 to 6 months down the road, they'll massage them and they'll retract them to support actual closing numbers. I had a conversation with Evan, formerly Crypto and Markets. Now he's the McCarnicle, but that said, that's the Toronto numbers. But what was your question, Mike, in terms of
what's happening in your neck of the woods? Are you noticing? Because all these articles we're reading is that housing is going through the roof, and this and that, and then the sales are going up, everything's going up, and everything's doing well, and everyone's like in the sky.
Yeah, I don't see how what they're reporting is can truly, honestly be true. It defies all logic. My business has picked up about 45% with respect to my involvement from a third party business to the banks. I'm just inundated here. We got 18 securements to deal with, and we're not even halfway through the month. Keep in mind, the banks don't secure or kick people out of their houses and repossess their homes. Change out the locks, whatever you want to call it, from the latter portion of December, and then the first week of January. They don't want to be known as Scrooge, if you will, but it's one of those things where things are definitely it's picking up pretty quick, pretty fast.
So we got somebody trying to call into the show, and I'm trying to
verify them.
No, I'm just trying to block them. It's a fake account, and someone's pretending to be somebody else on the show, and it's really annoying when people do that. I don't know why they're doing this, but it's I don't know. I'm getting these long-winded what do you call it? Emails lately, so it's yeah, I'm getting these long. Steve, you used to get them before, right?
Sorry, what did I used to get before?
The long-winded emails.
Oh, from a certain individual?
Yeah, in Australia there. Supreme Canon's been getting them too, right?
Yeah, I got a YouTube comment and yeah, not so much now. Actually, the one that was on my channel was deleted, so
good.
So he must have read my reply. I don't know. I wish he'd just email you and make just make peace. That's all. So he wants to make peace, and make peace.
Oh,
it's not a problem.
Huh? Yeah, I'm at peace, man. I'm peace. Everybody, peace. I'm not mad. Peace.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Subprime Canon. I love that. I envy the creativity. I think it was live CID. Tell Mike to let me on. I'm getting an email on Skype too. I don't know who you are, man.
Who's messaging you?
So a live CID and then a long number. Says he wants to make peace. It's all good, but do it after the show. You're not a man, okay?
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. We've been getting a lot of trolling happening, and we know where it's coming from. It's just,
okay, said it's working on it. You invited me on. Yeah, okay. Well, you tried already. Try calling in again.
Anyways, so they're gonna be calling everybody else that's on the list of the show too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you're not in Australia. Okay, we believe you. You're not in Australia and you're not a man. That's fine. Did you try calling in already?
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm getting messages popping up here.
Oh, yeah, man, it's so good. They're trying to ruin the show, but it's not gonna work.
Nah,
so, Steve, you there, buddy?
I'm here.
Okay, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
We're covering North Texas. We're covering North Texas homes. North Texas homes median price is up 5% in North Texas, okay? $270,000.
Okay. Well, I mean that's not too bad.
270. Days on the market 60. Pending sale 7188. Average job, like average wage for a starting teacher is $50,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And you're taxed less, and you're paying less income tax. So, $50,000, let's say $45,000 a year take home, and your average median home price is $270,000. That's a normal housing market. That's a normal price to pay for a house, and that's what I've been preaching all these years on this show. Is the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. I wholeheartedly agree. Mike, I'm gonna have to get into a better position to talk. Or am I able to call you back
Yeah,
in
call us
about?
back.
Yeah, sorry. It's I'm trying to talk low, and it's probably not coming across properly. But give me about 5 minutes. I'll call you right back.
Yeah,
Five,
call
ten
us right
minutes.
back. We'll be right here.
Many thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Supreme, you still there?
I'm still here, you bet.
Are you getting bombarded with messages?
No, no, I'm not now. I just had some pop-up messages on Skype on my screen here. Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's said it was working on it, and they were trying to. It was either make peace or trying to call in, and you're invited. And so I told ostensibly her, just call in, try calling in again.
It
If it
was.
was if it wasn't a prank call, did they give you a message like that cancer bald head dude?
Yeah, it was like, hey, hello, hi, like that.
Oh, geez. Just like Kevin that one night.
Yeah, Kevin. It was
What
kind
was
of like
that all
more like a
about?
Kevin
Yeah.
Thompson thing.
Yeah, buy a house, everybody. Prices are going up.
Yeah.
That life.
For people
That's
that
a
are
little.
wondering, what happened was, guys, back in March when my channel, I think my channel had about 8,000 subscribers. I wasn't really growing. It was kind of stagnant. It wasn't going anywhere. And somebody came on my show that was a regular. They came on. They debunked me. They said I was on welfare. I'm no good. My wife is this. And nobody likes me and blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, then we just kind of made our peace and went our own ways. And then after Buddy wants the donations he donated to me on the show. So I sent him back all his money. I said, here's your donations. And he wanted interest on that. I gave him back everything. And then that's it. Since then, it never ended from there. It never ended. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It
On
never
and on
ended.
and on it went. On it went. Yeah, it's too bad. It's just too bad. Like it, and it's too bad because he was a regular caller, and yeah, there were a lot of sad faces when this all erupted. You know, it just seems so needless. I don't know what's going on.
Well, somebody debunked me, and I said, okay, fair enough. You're right. I'm not going to argue with you because you're entitled to your own. You're spelling your name wrong. Working on it. Your name's spelled wrong. He's saying it's Rhonda. It's actually Rhoda.
Yeah, meaning no disrespect, working on it, but yeah, it's all good. We'll try calling again. You've got Skype, obviously. Try it again. Yeah, where this North Texas is concerned, there's been a lot of people moving there, eh? So there's probably been just tons of new construction. There's people moving there from all over the states because the taxes are low and regulations are relatively low.
Supreme, you there? Supreme? Hello? Skype is acting wonky tonight, guys. Sorry about that.
Here out of nowhere.
Here, I'm here. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, we got broken up there for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. You were saying
Yeah,
taxes
I
are
got
low
your,
and then it cut off. Oh, by the way, I have
okay.
I checked. I just messaged Rhoda working on it, and I just spoke to her. She's at work.
Oh, okay.
So she's not on the show. She's not trying to call.
Oh, okay. So someone else is trying to call in.
Yeah, they took her picture and everything.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I know. They took my avatar too.
They took your thing, man. I really like that. Guys, if you guys are wondering what the heck is happening or what the heck we're talking about here mid-show, there's that whole website that was created about this, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
the Cult of Mike Martins?
Yeah, it's a WordPress blog actually called Supreme Canon. It's pretty good. Someone put a lot of work into it, and I admire their prose. They're good writer.
Supreme Canon blog, Mike Martins. Let's see if that comes up. In response,
yeah,
I'm on the dirty too. It's kind of funny
That's
that
right.
the same email created the dirty account too.
Yeah. I'm quite certain that the same person was involved, whoever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
How to escape the Mike Martin's cult. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's over here, guys. So there's the fake Supreme Canon. In response to Mike Martin's is here. It's really nice. What Mike got right and wrong. What Mike got right and wrong. And what happened to the Ravens picture? It was taken down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The last article he did anyway was an interview with Lord Humongous, and Raven's thumbnail is on that one too. So
there's one here. I've been sending bots to Mike Martin's channel for 14 days, and this is what happened.
Yeah, it's a whole analysis of your analytics apparently.
Yeah, and then into the mind of Mike Martin, secrets behind the madness with Lord Humongous. This is a good one, man. This one talks. Oh, there's the Raven right there, guys. Yeah. If you want to watch this, if you guys want to read this is a very beautiful thing. I'm gonna leave the blog there in the link if you guys want to check it out. The amount of crap I go through.
Yeah, it's well written. I admire their talent.
Yeah, it is well written. It's almost like it's not even written like it's not even from here, from Canada, like that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the English is really, really way too good. Yeah, so thank you for that, whoever you are, mysterious writer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has been a source of amusement. Yeah, Raven. I haven't spoken to Raven, but yeah, Lord Humongous. We've messaged back and forth a couple times, and yeah, he's getting a kick out of it too. So thank you very much.
Yeah. And then I'm on the dirty too. Of course, I'm on the dirty.
You're on the dirty, yeah. They're not so clean, and the punctuation is a little more lackadaisical there, to say the least. But most people that write on the dirty are anyway, so it kind of fits right in.
Anyway, so there's a post here that says, Peter started a blog about Mike Martin's exposing him and the dangerous cult he tried to form. Mike is dangerous and people should stay away from his business.
You're regular Charles Manson, aren't you, buddy? Holy cow.
I love it, man. I love it when people do this crap. I don't know if people have people have so much time in their hands. It's actually phenomenal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, evidently, or they have brainstorm and a flash of inspiration and write all this stuff down. I see that Steve the Plumber's back on, Mike, if you want to try giving him a call.
Is he?
Yep. Yeah, he's in the comments here.
See if I could find him. Let me see how do you add? I have a really tough time adding people here all the time. So I have to go back to you where I'm talking. Then I go add on you, and then I go to Steve the Plumber.
Yeah, you gotta play a little Tetris with this Skype thing.
I think I got it. Hold on. Calling Steve the Plumber.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
What's up, guys? All right, Steve, tell us what's on your mind. You're free to talk.
Is Supreme there, or is he? Did he get cut off?
Supreme's here. Supreme.
I'm here. Yeah.
He's here. All right, let's talk.
Cool.
Let's talk. All right, Steve, tell us what's on your mind.
Yeah, sorry about before. I got the little one down. My kid was in the next room over, and it was just like I didn't want him to wake up.
All right, continue. Go, but
yeah. So what's on my mind? Well, you know what? Like I said before, it's everything's coming to fruition. There's no two ways about it. One thing we haven't talked about on your show as of late, but I have mentioned it to guys like Gary Medeiros and Evan and a few other people. We're seeing these people. It's not just the debt levels that are kind of sort of doing them in. It's also the increase in taxation by way of property tax. That's pretty big. Property taxes and levies and stuff like that are all going through the roof. Mm-hmm. 2020 is a big year, especially for many people that bought in the last 3 or 4 years, give or take. Mainly 4 years ago, because everything that was gradually phased in is now all of a sudden full blown.
Yeah.
So you're now paying your actual the proper amount of property taxes that you should be. Generally speaking, if you don't live in Toronto proper, that's anywhere between 1% to 2% of your actual value of your house.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
What's happening, Steve? Like, let's get down to it. Are you seeing the typical Toronto you lived in 10 years ago, or is it really changing?
Yeah, if you look at the where Toronto was 10 years ago, just from a traffic standpoint, I can tell you a guy that's on the road every single day, doing service calls and going from one end of the city to the other, which I don't do anymore because it's just not cost effective. You got to start refusing work and kind of sort of stay within a 30 to 40 minute boundary, so to speak. But the traffic is just absolutely insane. And that tells me a number of different things. But without going there, focusing on traffic and population and whatnot, to answer your question, things have changed. And they haven't changed for the good. There's a lot of people that have come to the city and, think it's, the land of opportunity. And it really isn't. It's land of impoverishment. It's too expensive. It's way too expensive to live in the city of Toronto, and it kills me. Someone such as myself is saying, it's hard. It's and I make good money, Mike. It's hard for me. I can just imagine what it is for guys that make half the amount of money that I make. I don't know how the hell they're doing it, because sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I say, am I actually doing this? Am I actually making this work, or am I just spinning my tires?
Now, it's like you're warming up your car to take it for a drive, but you're always warming up your car and you're not taking it for a drive.
Yeah. I heard something the other day, and you're absolutely right. That analogy is great. But I heard something the other day, and they were talking. It was a guy that I know that does bankruptcies and insolvencies, and he said something to me the other day. And a lot of people, all of a sudden, they realize, and it's just too late. It's too far gone. But Mike, do you know what debt gives you?
A headache?
Yeah. Besides a headache. And Supreme, I don't know if you're gonna, if you want to jump on the bandwagon here or not, but it was said to me that debt gives you this false sense of wealth, or false sense of comfort, in terms of affordability, and it's crazy what debt does. And you have all these lines of credit, and all these great big huge credit card loans and everything else, and it's just not good.
Well, people get the sense of comfort or the sense of security when they feel that they have the access to debt, or they could access debt, or they're in debt but they know that they have what they need. People, I guess, realize it after. It's like when people do impulsive buying. Well, that happens too when people are buying a house. Believe me, that happens a lot, actually, when people are buying very expensive investments. Go ahead, Supreme. Tell us about your situation with that.
With debt, you mean?
No, with impulse buying. What's the worst thing you impulse buy?
The worst thing I impulse bought? Well, I got married. That was the upfront expense actually wasn't that terrible, but my goodness.
Isn't that isn't that funny how it's like the legal form of prostitution, except you just pay for it 4 times more?
Yeah, that's right. Long after the fun stops, the pain keeps going. Yeah, it was one of those things where that definitely cost me the rest of my hair color. It wasn't even so much that, it was just everything that happened in the aftermath.
The fact that you have hair is great.
Yes, I'm thankful for that. Yeah, I've still got a full head of hair, so I'm glad for that. But yeah, the good news is it isn't going to change color ever again. So I've got that going for me. I'm good to the finish line now. Yeah. No, it's like I've related before. It's one of those things where, I chose wrong. That's all. I mean, in the end, accountability, whether it's debt, whether it's marriage, whatever mistake you make in life,
Impulse, yeah.
it comes down to, okay, well, Supreme, what did we learn today? Right? That's all. And you go from there. Yeah, Papa Papist, been with my wife for 17 years, not married, 3 kids, getting stronger. Marriage is a corruptive title. Yeah, basically what it is, I think, is since the state got involved, you form this corporation, right? And it has a limited liability partner, and it has an unlimited liability partner. And I don't have to tell you which is which. So yeah, the less that you can get the state involved in just about anything in your life, which is getting tough to do in just about anything nowadays, the safer you are, the better you are, and ironically enough, the more stable you are. Because there's something about signing that paper. It's like the Japanese signing the instrument of surrender on that battleship. You know what I mean? You're basically saying, okay, I've surrendered my rights. Please don't ruin my life. And it's kind of the same with the bank. You sign that paper for a mortgage that literally translated as a death note. And, from that point on, they own you. You've got a house to live in and you're responsible for it, but they own you until they get their pound of flesh. And this is something that people should be a lot more circumspect about getting into. And they're just not, because owning a home traditionally in Canada has been considered a major source of wealth. And when prices just basically continue to go up in a straight line for 60, 70 years, it's hard to blame them, but everything tops the roller coaster sooner or later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, definitely peaks and valleys, but I mean, it's historically we've seen organized real estate come out with these charts that real estate just continues to go up and up and up and up. And we've had our 89, 90, 91 housing market corrections, borderline crashes in Canada.
That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, what goes up must come down. It's just, I think, organized real estate is at the point where they're starting to see the credit. They have no choice, but they're starting to see it. Meanwhile, they should have already seen it about 12 to 18 months ago, that we're at the end of the credit cycle. It's that simple. And I mean, they can continue to sell us this lip service that everything is great and, everything's rainbows and unicorns and things are just, going up and up and up and up. But you know what? House prices can't continue to rise when other factors are happening. Our unemployment is a big situation. Taxation, property taxes are going up. People have no idea how expensive property taxes are about to come in Toronto proper, Supreme. Mike, it's going to be pretty bad.
Well, we just talked about it like just before you came on the show. Property taxes going up in Toronto. Property taxes going up across Canada. They can't pay these deficits off. They can't pay off They can't support the infrastructure. I'm reading articles that people are abandoning Edinburgh. People are abandoning Dublin. People are abandoning Sydney. People are abandoning all these major cities because they just can't afford to live there. Then the taxation goes up. Property taxes goes up. People renting think they're safe. No, your rent's going to go up. So what do people do when they have nowhere to go?
Well, it's interesting. I can't answer that question. All I can say is these people have to live somewhere. You got to live somewhere. Supreme's got to live somewhere. I got to live somewhere. Everybody's got to live somewhere, whether they own or they're renting. I mean, ideally, if squatters' rights was still around, I mean, that would be the way to go. But I guess some places still have squatters' rights. But anyhow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
To answer your question, Mike, I think we're about to see some things change pretty drastically, especially in Canada and in major cities. I mean, I agree with you to a certain degree that that immigration will fill in some of the gaps. I don't think Hong Kong is the answer for everything.
I said Hong Kong will be bringing in more wealthy people, and that will fill the gaps, and that will keep it going for a while longer. But what happens to the Canadian people? Like, are they kind of like out of their did they move to small towns? I moved to a small town. Supreme lives in a small town. We were all like kind of. I would never go back to the city. I had somebody in the comments say, I think it was, I can't remember who said it in the comments. It's like, I'll never go back to New York City. They live in the country now. They even for free they wouldn't move to New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't New York either.
Yeah. Once you've had a taste of an affordable life, where you've got more freedom, really. I don't see how you would go back.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Go ahead, Supreme.
Yeah, it's just there are so many people that they don't know anything else. They were born there. They intend to live there. Their family's there. Their friends there. They went to school there. They went to university there, and they just assume, oh, this is my home, and I'm going to live here. The idea they're going to live somewhere else is anathema. They don't think about it that way. It takes a crisis like this to get them thinking about it, and then once they make the move, there's really no going back. There's nothing like freedom.
Mm-hmm.
There's just nothing like it.
No, you're completely right. Once you get the taste of the affordable life, like Supreme Canon just said, it's good. It's good. You like that disposable income. You like the freedom to kind of do extra things and activities and put your kids through more programs and cool stuff, like more dancing classes or more. My daughter's going through gymnastics. My son's doing hockey. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do that in the city.
No. You're absolutely right. I remember when I sold my place in the city, guys, and that mortgage got discharged. It was a big mortgage, and something changed. It was like a huge relief. A huge burden off my shoulders. You could actually breathe again. I'm not even going to get into details of how big that mortgage was, but it was large. It was large. It was a multi-million-dollar home. We'll just leave it there. And I was basically renting it from a bank at the end of the day. I was putting some equity away, and I was trying to double down where I could. But it was just in flavor. It was just absolutely insane. And a friend of mine told me something that you don't start living until you've paid off your house, until that's pretty much mortgage free or is mortgage free. But then again, you still got to pay property taxes. In Canada, we don't have the luxury of writing off our interest. Yet people take these big mortgages on and they service them with after tax dollars. It's just dumbfounded. We just sit back and take it across the chin. It's absolutely insane. And people just, I got 2.79 or I got, 3%. Money's still cheap and, everything's fine, so on and so forth. $8 million homes or, $1.5 million homes have these $400,000, $500,000, $700,000 mortgages, $1 million mortgages. Oh, well, money's cheap. It's only 3%. You know what? That's just, it's absolutely stupid. I was there, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And I refuse to go back. It's absolutely insane what people are doing right now. And to service that debt after tax with after tax dollars, that's even crazy. And you can't write any of it off.
No, you can't. Where in the United States, you could actually expense the interest on your mortgage, on your capital gains.
It actually lowers your tax bracket from what I've been told if you play your cards right. You can write off repairs on your house, for God's sakes.
Yeah, it's an incredible incentive. The problem is, I think that's what started this whole housing as an industry itself. As an ersatz form of heavy manufacturing, heavy industry. because when it became possible to do all that and own a home, then when the price of money went down, well, initially that started a flood of people buying second homes and buying rental places, and then you had these large corporations that do nothing but build homes start to plow down cornfields and put in 3,000 homes, because you can write all that stuff off. It was supposed to be something to make forming a household easier and more attractive, and now it's just become this: buy a house and flip it every 2 years, and the idea of a home per se is as a concept, as a castle for a family and a household is kind of getting left behind. It's kind of in the rearview mirror now.
Mm-hmm. And people moved out to the suburbs back in the late to mid 70s into the 80s and the 90s, because they were moving away from the big cities and leaving their big jobs and moving away. Now everyone's moving away from the big cities, 3 cities away, because they can't even afford to live in the first 3.
Yeah. I got a message on here from Solid Exter.
Me too. Solid Exter. I got a Solid Exter wants to come on the show and this and that, and it's not real. It's the same person.
Oh, okay. Well, I shared a couple details. He showed a couple details from an email that I exchanged with him the other day, and he seems legit. At least one of them didn't have the right avatar, and one did. So I'm not sure.
No, because the Solid Exter that called into the show, I go into my people group, my search, right?
Okay.
And it's not because the one that called me is a different email from the one that I have on file as a contact. And that was 4 months ago.
Oh, okay.
So the emails don't match. It's a wrong one.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're exchanging emails with someone you don't know, Supreme?
Well, it looked legit.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen 2 different ones on here. I've seen one without the right avatar, and I've seen one with the right avatar.
Yeah, so. I'm getting it. So the one that just called email doesn't match the one that's on my contacts from 4 months ago that I spoke to.
Oh, okay. Well, I told him to make a throwaway email to talk to me.
You feel special, eh? People are making
yes. Yeah.
People are making fake throwaway accounts just to speak to you, man. Holy smokes,
yeah.
Supreme.
Well, if that wasn't actually him, then he put some work into it. Yeah, Solid. Just clear it up with Mike for next Saturday.
What do you mean for next Saturday?
Well, for Mike in the night. I don't know. He probably can't get on tonight. No, he's still sending me messages. Whoever I was talking to by email, I'm definitely seeing messages from this person. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Go ahead, Steve.
Supreme, whereabouts are you, pal? Where do you live?
You're talking to Supreme Canon?
Yeah.
He lives like an hour from me.
Oh, okay, cool.
He lives in the country.
Yeah. I'm about an hour and a half away in good weather, Steve.
Right on. And just out of curiosity, what do you do for a living? Or are you independently wealthy and retired?
Oh boy, 0 on both counts. I did mention I was married before, right? No, I work in forestry. We've been in the same industry in the same area for about 40 years. So I've been the fourth generation of my clan is out working in the woods right now. Not this minute, but they will be tomorrow morning.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been good. It's been a nice life here. Yeah, you don't get rich in my line of work. It's not what you do with the business, it's what you do with the money you take home. That's usually what I say to people on here. If you got a business, it might not be outrageously profitable, but if you're at least paying yourself a decent salary, it's what you do with the money you take home that's going to determine your future. There are people that have businesses that are just thriving, they're booming. They can pay themselves big dividends, and all that kind of stuff. That's great. Good for them.
Woo!
But my line of work is pretty capital intensive and it's up and down and cyclical. So yeah, it's pay yourself enough to live well and then be smart with the money. That's all.
Yeah.
So it's like any other job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to start to see people. We're already starting to see people Just throw in the towel and just get right out of the GTA. And it's actually quite funny. I saw online that there were a few members of organized real estate. We'll just call them agents. Just for the purpose of this conversation, I call them other things. But in London, Ontario, or just outside London, a place called Stratford. 2,700 square foot house, 2,600 square foot house. 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 or 3 baths. Decent sized lot, nothing crazy. They're trying to get $700,000 in Stratford.
That's really far from Toronto.
Yeah. So I
You
kind
might
of
as well
laugh
live in
at it.
Detroit if you're going to go that far.
Well, yeah, you may as well go live in the armpit of Canada, and move to Windsor, right? And just be done with it, and buy something for $100,000, $150,000, $200,000. A nice house, which would probably be the equivalent. But then again, you're going to be paying $5,000 or $6,000 a year in property taxes. Windsor property taxes are absolutely ridiculously high.
Yeah, I'm just reading the comments here saying, is it illegal for immigration to answer the real estate problem? Are we talking about third world, uneducated? No, it's a lot of wealthy. In America, it's a little bit different over here. It's actually Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and UK are competing for wealthy investors from China. We're talking about big money. We're not talking about, come over and start a part-time job. No, we're talking about they leave their homes empty here, and I'm talking about big money, and that's what Canada's competing for. So in the States, is a little bit different, the immigration system. What do you guys think?
Well, it seems to me like they should be bringing wealthy Chinese investors over to buy low-cost housing to put all these uneducated, ignorant third worlders are bringing over from the other side of the world, and then we don't have to pay for any of it.
Absolutely.
If they absolutely have to do it, well, then, it's obviously not stimulating the economy in any great way. It's certainly not bringing wages up, which in the end is going to be part of the solution to the problem. If housing is not going to go down, well, then wages have to go up a lot, and they're not doing anything to make that happen. So, this country is kind of like the Hudson's Bay Company that got a little out of hand, and now our HR department has completely lost their minds about who they're bringing in here. That's my take on it anyway.
Okay, here we go. Here's my take on it right here. Better dwelling. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. Canada has laundered, in the last 5 years across Canada, $241.2 billion in cash.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Canadian estimated money laundering by province. Alberta's the highest, which is pretty fishy. Alberta's got the highest money laundering, followed by Ontario, then BC, then the Prairies, then Quebec, then the Atlantic. Oh, never mind. It says here, more laundering in Alberta than BC. Another takeaway that was glossed over by the media is BC is the third largest province by dollar volume laundered. Alberta is the winner with the estimate of $10.2 billion in 2015, 3.3% of the province's GDP that year. Ontario follows with $8.2 billion, the size of 1.3% of the province's GDP, and British Columbia is a distant third with $6.3 billion, with 2.63% of the GDP. So without this laundered money, we'd be in a recession.
Pretty much. The only thing ultimately that's going to save us, if anything was going to save us from recession, and the recession is basically the end of a credit cycle, right. So it's really not possible. But yeah, the housing would have to have not gone up to the extent it did, and then wages stay at least stable. It's brutal. I don't know. It's going to be a hell of a come down. Whatever starts it. There's so many black swans in the sky now that's starting to look like night. So it's just a matter of time. But I don't know. Like I just feel it in my gut. Like things are just going to hover in midair through 2020. I think they're going to do whatever they have to do to keep us in a basic stasis for the rest of the year. That's why I've always told people just to hunker down. It will happen, but man, when it happens, it's going to be someone loses their grip and it's all going to come down at once like a house of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hard and fast.
Yeah, it's like a sinking ship, right? Like it's the last 5% of the time from it hits the iceberg until it actually slides under the water. It's the last 5% of the time where all the major action happens, eh? That's kind of how it's going to be this time.
You know, I got some good news. Like, you know, if this was us laundering this money, Canada wouldn't be in this problem because you know why? We'd be doing a penitentiary sentence.
Yeah.
And Canada wouldn't be in this problem right now. So
very true.
Solid Extra saying, why was I banned? Check my account. It has 3,000 subscribers. So Solid Extra, you know where to message me. You know where to find me that no one else does. Where you message me where nobody else messages me. So you go ahead and message me on that platform, Solid Extra. You know what I'm talking about. There's one platform on the planet that nobody's on but me and Solid Extra. Trust me on this one.
Okay.
Solid Extra knows what I'm talking about. And I have it open here, and he still hasn't messaged me.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that's who I was emailing. Like I was skeptical, but he convinced me. So I think yeah, I think that's him. And if it isn't, boy, we're going to have a laugh. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
that's too funny. I was gonna mention before Mike and Supreme, we got a situation where it's now really starting to be talked about but overlooked regarding the demographic shift where the mass die-off begins to happen. And I know people don't like talking about it, but these baby boomers and they own a lot of real estate, and there's going to be a surplus of inventory. So if we can't absorb that inventory, we're going to be in trouble. There's a boatload of people that are 75 plus right now that are going to be dead in the next 3 to 5 years. And it's 3 to 5, and then you have your 7 to 10 year gap. There's a lot of people that are obviously not going to be in these homes anymore. That are going to a better place, and quite frankly, it's just a fact of life. But I mean, who's going to go ahead and assume all these homes? I mean, and a lot of these homes are larger homes. In the GTA, they're not just $700,000-800,000. Some of them are $1 million, $1.5 million plus. And that's all fine and dandy. But our absorption rate is going to have to go through the sky, and I don't think we're bringing enough eligible and participating immigration into Canada in order to do so.
No. They need more money.
No, true. No, that's true. And a lot of them, I mean, they even the ones that aren't quite at that age yet, I mean, they're expecting to sell their homes to partly finance their retirements too. So I can see several 100,000 units coming on the market every year just from people that want to sell and downsize and cash in on this big equity. And I mean, when the supply starts to overwhelm the demand, I mean, there's unlimited demand. There's an unlimited supply of $800,000 houses. There's absolutely no $250,000 houses, which is probably what the wages would support Toronto for most people starting out in life, if that. So, that supply and demand, those curves don't intersect at all anymore. And until they do, we got big problems. So the only way that they're going to keep it from crashing is they got to do everything they can to get wages up a lot, like now, like yesterday. That's not going to happen. So, there's only one other answer, right? Those two graphs those two lines are going to intersect again at a much lower level. I just don't see there's a way around it. But we know that what's going to happen to the banks if that happens, and what's going to happen to a lot of people who have home equity loans too. I mean, consumer insolvencies in Ontario are starting to skyrocket again. That's a sign all by itself, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you're starting to see the banks taking on more equity.
Yeah.
First article I read, basically where banks are having to put more money to hedge against bad mortgages.
Yeah,
That's
Evan
right.
from the McChronicle just had said that I think it was it TD or is it CIBC? Yeah, I think it was TD. TD is either announced or is going to announce or something along the line that they're that an additional 50% or some astronomical number. Basically, they're setting aside 50%, more money for their loan loss provisions. Their PLCs or PCLs, whatever you want to call them. That's not good at all. And I've yet to see, out of probably about 30 different U.S. hedge funds that I reviewed, every single one of them have one thing in common. Guess what they're shorting?
Marijuana funds.
No, Canadian banks.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
man, the Great White North. Guys, we have Solid Extra online. Solid, are you there?
Yeah. Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
So did you email Supreme Canon? Was that you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's just because I have two Solid Extras on my I have two Solid Extras on my Skype.
Yeah. My other account I forgot the password.
Oh, okay. Because usually when I see two accounts with the same name and the same logo,
Why you think it's fake?
well, yeah, of course. We already had a fake caller earlier today, and they were attacking Supreme Canon.
Yeah, can't win for losing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
nice to hear your voice.
Nice to meet you too,
all right.
in person.
Where are you from, Solid X? Talk to us. Tell us the story.
I'm in London. Hello? Hold on. No.
What?
He said he's in London, Ontario. He's breaking up pretty bad. Are you on a plane?
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Okay, he's probably on Barbara Streisand's airplane.
Double decker, eh?
That's right. That's right. He's standing at the bar right now at 30,000 feet.
Absolutely.
That sounds pretty good.
I thought that was just United Emirates.
Yeah, that's a nice flight. So speaking of flights, what do you guys think of that flight that just shut off and fell out of the sky there outside of Tehran?
That was a hell of a day all around, wasn't it? You had that missile attack, which I think was just a demonstration. Yeah, maybe Epstein's Papa. Yeah, no, I think that one's grounded now. I don't think that one's flying anymore. Yeah, and then 2 earthquakes, and then this plane crash, a Ukrainian plane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
63
It's like 2 earthquakes and a plane crash on top. It's like,
Two-
wow. I know.
2
everyone's saying it's
earthquakes in one
sketchy as
day. Yeah.
F.
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering sometimes, like people say the Americans can actually create earthquakes. Boy, I wonder sometimes. That was quite a demonstration or an amazing coincidence anyway. Yeah, 138 Canadian citizens. There was a lot of Iranian Canadians on that plane. They were heading home.
I know. I've been seeing some of the stories. It's really heartbreaking, dude.
Yeah, there was 30 or 40 of them were from Edmonton, Yeah, no, it's awful. It's too bad. God almighty.
You have Ottawa too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's terrible. It's terrible. I think what's happened over there is I think they arranged it beforehand so everybody could kind of just declare victory and go home. I'm kind of hoping that's what happened.
I'm back.
I don't. There you are.
I gotta keep it down.
Oh, are you trying to party?
Party?
Yeah.
With you guys?
I'm just joking. Keep it down.
Oh.
I'm trying to party.
Yeah.
Okay,
dude,
so
where are you
what do you
from?
want? Go ahead. Ask your questions or tell us what you need to tell us, buddy. Go ahead.
I just wanted to listen.
What?
Oh, sure. Yeah, he just wants to sit in on the conversation. That's all good.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
London.
He's from London, Ontario.
Yeah.
London, Ontario. All right.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Steve?
Greater Toronto area, like Toronto proper, but no longer Toronto proper, but the outskirts now.
Oh.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're done with the big cities. I'm just trying to convince Steve to move to like like Leamington, Ontario, or Paris, Ontario, or something.
There's Swastika, Ontario.
Is there? Where's that?
I forget where, but it's somewhere in Ontario. Small town.
Swastika, Ontario.
No,
Well,
and then there's hold on. There's Woodstock. There's
Sarnia.
Wawa.
Yeah. Kitchener, they used to be Berlin before the Great War.
Really?
Yeah, Rockville.
Yeah.
And then there was a town called what was it called? Galt, Ontario, and then they changed to Cambridge. If anybody could remember, huh?
Yeah.
Still recognize it as golf.
Yeah, that was a long time ago though. That was like 50 years ago.
Yeah, I guess. Anyhow, it's one of those things. London is no longer a good deal. I mean, you know, Solid X or whatever your name is or whatever you go by. Like, I mean, what's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom detached house, 2,800 square feet go for, in the London area?
On the south side, it's like 300, 400. On the north side, it's like 600 plus.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, and you're a young guy. You're just starting out in life too, eh? How's the job search going? Have you got made any progress?
I'm doing this program in June. It's going to be 2 months. I might be able to get a job after it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're doing that logistics program. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. It's good. It'll work out well for you.
I hope.
Yeah. No, you'll find something. Like I said, you will get a job. It will happen. We've all had several, isn't that right, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't even manage to get fired from them all. Like it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I hope I get fired tomorrow.
That's right. 15 jobs, never quit a one, eh?
Jeez, they're just screaming. Just yeah. I actually had a client call me today. I haven't heard from the guy in about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey Steve, how's it going? Good. How's it going with you? Good. Are you busy?" I laughed at him for about 2 minutes straight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Steve is slammed.
Yeah. If logistics doesn't work out with you, buddy, you should try a trade. You'll always be able to. It's done me well.
Overrated?
Sorry?
Aren't they overrated? Like 10 years ago, everyone said go into computers and shit because you can't get outsourced. Now they're all saying get into trades.
You know what, buddy? If you can outsource my job, you know, by all means, if you can call tech support in India for a plumber,
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Well,
Someone has to be willing
a lot of trouble if that's the case. Because, you know, in India, they don't have any indoor fucking plumbing, buddy. You got a lot of problems if that's the case. But, I mean, hey, I guess it could happen.
That's right, yeah.
No, I
It's
get
like
what you're
outsourcing
saying.
a pilot. Pilot's flying the plane. How do we land this thing again? It'd be like, I don't know, just call the helpline.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, welcome to tech support. This is Ricky. How can I help you?
Yeah, I need to land this Boeing 747. I'm not sure how to turn on the landing gear or turn it.
Yeah, okay, hold please. Yeah.
Well, it might just malfunction too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so trades aren't overrated. But then again, you know, like you got to understand, they're trying to make everything a trade. They're trying to make, you know, drywall and painting and
yeah, 4 years for painting.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you know what? If you want to call a painter a tradesperson, that's fine. I laugh at that because it doesn't take you 4 years to learn how to cut corners and you know, paint the house.
It's like in one summer.
It takes you 4 hours to learn.
Yeah, a couple summers working for somebody that does it, and you know pretty much all you need to know.
She went to school for like some liberal arts shit, and then now she's a painter for like the last 4 years.
Oh. Yeah,
There
but
you
the problem
go.
is you can't get into the States on an HB1 visa with a liberal arts degree.
No.
Right. You know
No.
what? You can walk up to that immigration officer and say, "Your shit's my bread and butter." They'll stamp you in real quick, real fast.
Yeah.
So I can work anywhere in the U.S. right now. They'll take me in a New York second.
So speaking
But-
of New York second, why don't you move to North Texas, Steve? Pick up a mansion for like $300,000.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? The thought has crossed my mind, but not all of us are lucky like Supreme, and our divorcees, and
Yeah.
live the free life. My wife's not gonna move to Texas. Are you kidding me?
No.
But all my exes live in Texas.
That's
Sure.
right. Which means if you go by that song, it means you're going to be living in Tennessee, though.
Right, right.
Yeah, we'll probably have to check out that market on another show.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know where affordable housing is going to land. I think as things just continue to push and push and push, I honestly think that we're just going to see house prices continue to kind of push out to the outskirts. I mean, if London and Stratford are already $600,000-$700,000 for a detached house, just to give you an idea, London, Stratford being $600,000-$700,000, like call it $700,000. That same house in Guelph or Kitchener is about $800,000, $750 to $850. So it tells you how disproportionate things are. And a lot of members of organized real estate that are in, the London area or the outskirts, they're going ahead and they're putting these prices out. And it's no one in the general, population is like, none of the move up buyers are buying into this. They're saying that there's just no way. And the only reason why the houses are selling is because people are saying, okay, I'm leaving Toronto and I can go get better bang for my buck. And, I got a job here, I got a job there, or, whatever they're doing. That's the only reason why these exorbitant house prices are even remotely being entertained out in those areas. It's crazy.
They commute to Toronto. Like from London, some people actually commute 2.5 hours a day to Toronto, then 2.5 hours back.
That makes no sense when you could spend,
Yeah.
an extra $50,000 to $100,000 and be in Kitchener or Guelph for that fact. I know Guelph's pretty pricey, and Kitchener's starting to really get stupid, and cut your drive time down by at least an hour and a half, depending on traffic.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But-
Those commutes are absolutely nuts, man. I'm not it's like for people living in the States, that would be like driving from Miami Beach to Key West every day to work and then driving back all the way to Miami. That's how far London to Toronto is. It's really far.
It's like that everywhere now. The whole country's bumper to bumper now.
Yeah, and the gridlock and everything is pretty tough, so pretty hard. I'm looking at homes here down in Davie, Florida, Naples, Florida. And I know these areas. I've been in these areas close by where there's some areas here close by where the Florida Panthers play by Sawgrass Mills Mall there. And there's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot, great family starter home, $239,000. Like, I know the area. I know where this is. I've been there. I'm not fathoming where like.
I hear you. I understand. There's a comment in the comment section, too fat to fish. He says, or he or she says, not everyone qualifies, Steve. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The majority of people don't qualify. And we haven't talked about this in quite some time, but the amount of mortgage fraud that's still continuing to take place it's crazy. But not going to a dark place. too quick, too fast. But I got to be honest with everyone. It's an uphill battle. Many people don't qualify, and as rates continue to rise, you know, people's ability to qualify is just going to continue to deteriorate. And as people take on more debt, eat, and survive, they're not going to be able to qualify. It's just going to continue to erode. And I'm not sure if anybody actually heard this or not, but I can pretty much confirm that any of the big banks, TD started it and led the way by example, and everybody else followed. But all the big banks have raised their 3 and 5 year fixed rate product, and you will not get a 5-year fixed rate for under 3% now from the big banks.
Well, do the math on $1 million, 3% VIG. 3% VIG, you're looking at 30, 40, you're looking at about $43,000 a year to service 3% VIG on $1 million.
Yeah. When it was 2.5, so what's that? That's
34,300.
34,000. Yeah. So your it's mortgage service all by itself has just gone up $9,000 a year.
Yep.
After tax money, gentlemen. After tax money.
That's right. After tax money.
So, Uncle Sam's basically is got to get paid first before you can pay anything else, and it's absolutely insane. So we can talk about this till we're blue in the face. Unsustainable. I don't understand what's keeping everything propped up.
Foreign investors.
Foreign investors. You know what? That was a big influence. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that was more influential than a lot of people wanted to believe. And it's actually quite funny. We saw this foreign investment come in, and banks, they were eating it up. And I just don't understand why banks didn't say, okay, you know what? Hey, what's going on here? Like, this money's coming in. Proper can't service this. So why are we writing these mortgages? The IBC got caught, and they no longer do it. They swept it under the rug. But I have ample documentation saved on my desktop that will support, confirm that they were giving loans out down. They didn't even verify your income. They basically gave you the sniff test, and here's your mortgage.
Same thing with students that came in to study. They weren't given stress tests, and they were just given mortgages.
Yeah, because they make more money. It costs like 3 times as much to be a foreign student than a Canadian student. And tuition.
Yeah, it does actually. You're right about that. And that's what a lot of Western countries are doing now. They're getting more into the whole student thing now instead of taking care of their own citizens.
Well, there's a lot of foreign students aren't coming here anymore. They're exploring Europe. Many for a third or fourth language. So I guess they get off on that. I mean, I don't desire to speak 3-4 languages. But at the same point in time, my hat's off to them. All I can say is we're not getting the right people into the country, and we let an astronomical amount of unqualified people into the country because we're a bunch of bleeding hearts. And I don't want to be, that guy, but I was downtown Toronto today, and I'm at a red light, and I just see all these homeless people, and some of them were homeless youth. And we let these refugees in, and we put them up in hotels, so on and so forth. And don't get me wrong, a lot of them are grateful. But then again, a lot of them, they're not so grateful, and a lot of them are now on our system. And they're costing us a boatload of money, and we haven't taken care of our own, so that's a big issue with me.
Well, Steve, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Let me read the article heading again. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. Once you start introducing money to an economy that can handle a small economy, when you start adding outside money that outweighs what the country's making, it's a driving force. Again, right here, all like these provinces over here, that from Ontario, Quebec, Atlantic, Prairies, Alberta, they're driving their money laundering is driving the economies of these provinces. So once you start adding more salt water into the lake, eventually the lake's going to turn into salt water, whether you like it or not. And
that's right.
There it is, percentage by GDP. Look at that. Ontario's GDP is up 1.15% because of money laundering. Alberta's GDP is up 3% because of money laundering. BC's GDP is up 2.73% because of money laundering.
Yeah, it's
this
insane.
This is Canadian money laundering as percentage of GDP.
And here's another thing, guys, that, just off the top of my head, this foreign money that's coming in and being laundered from China or being laundered, drug money or whatever it is. I mean, they're buying this real estate, but in a lot of cases, they're paying cash. So the people that, they might have been able to lend money to when a house was, say, 550, 600 and they were stretching it. Now you've got houses that are being bid up by, you have these auctions with 6 or 8 buyers come in and they're paying cash and they bid the place to 675, 700. That's going to start kneecapping the banks because it makes it look like real estate is going up and that should be good news. But, the banks are going to have to start playing all kinds of weird games just to get money out the door because prices are so high. There's now tens of thousands of people that they might have loaned money to that the price of houses is so high, like you can't turn stones into bread. You can't, unless you're going to start doing subprime, unless you're going to start doing alt A and interest free and all these things they were doing down the States, unless they actually start doing 40 and 50 year amortization, they're not going to get these young buyers into these homes at these prices. And it's because of all the houses that they paid cash for. If one house in your neighborhood, gets bid up $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 just because somebody from overseas wants to park their money there, everybody else in the neighborhood's happy because their assessment went up, but the people that might have bought their house from them, now they're gone. They don't exist anymore.
Well, this is how bad it's gotten, because back in the day, the banks wouldn't do this, the government wouldn't allow it, and it was really tight. It was heavily regulated. Back in the day, when we were young, people, when they laundered money, they'd open a piano store in a mall, and they would trickle in their money. They'd layer it in through. You'd spend your entire life going to that mall, and that piano store is still in business, and you never understood. You've never seen anyone in there, but it's being layered. But they're paying their taxes, and they're supporting the infrastructure, but they're layering their money. But unfortunately, and hiding their trail. But unfortunately, they just come in with a suitcase of money. Here you go. And then when I go on vacation and come back, I get put through immigration and get searched.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They look the other way. It's the same thing as Britain with those grooming gangs and that. The city councils and that, the council chambers, they don't want to do anything because they don't want to be perceived as racist or xenophobic or anything like that, because they could lose their job over that. So they got to, whether they want to or not, turn and look the other way and not say anything unless they can find some other reason to nail them. Mm-hmm. And that gets tough because those people are smart. The people coming in here laundering their money in this country, they're smart. They probably know the tax code better than the average Canadian by far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Somebody's getting timed out for the channel. Oh,
Dex
okay,
and Blue.
Somebody's just being smart on the channel here in the comment section.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, guys. All right, it's 9:20. I've been talking. First stream went on for almost an hour. Now it's an hour and a half. So I've been talking for a good 2.5 hours now.
Yeah.
Supreme, guys, what are we going to talk about on Mike of the Night? What do you guys think?
Pensions.
Oh. Yeah, pensions. Yeah, pensions are tied into the banking system, and they're tied into demographics and all that stuff too.
And hedge funds and a lot of Mickey Mouse.
That's right. Yeah, there's all been all kinds of weird products, financial products made on that particular obligation too. So I have a feeling we'll have something this week will show up that we haven't thought of yet that will give us plenty to talk about on Saturday. I mean, we're talking trends in the housing market, and about 50% of this conversation is about housing. But housing is so embedded in in everything else in the Canadian economy, including the criminal element, that man, you could find 100 other things to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't have any ideas that come up, come to mind at the current moment, but I'll definitely think of something, and I'll shoot you a quick note, Mike, because I know you got a big audience that comes out on Saturday nights.
Yeah, no, but there's a lot of people that say they watch. There's a lot of people that tell me they watch trends in the housing market, like from people from Iceland, people from New Mexico, people from. There's a guy in Atlanta that watches us religiously. You know.
Well, you got about what 90, 97, 98, 100 people on right now.
Yep, that's me being cut off twice.
Really?
Yeah. They keep shutting me down, and then I get back up and I start from zero again. And
is it YouTube or is it someone flagging your videos?
no, it's probably just YouTube. Somebody's asleep at the controls there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it should be interesting. I'll think of something, like I said, Mike, and I'll shoot you a quick note. But yeah, good to be with you. I appreciate you having me on your show. It was good to talk to Supreme, and hopefully we can do it again real soon.
All right, guys. You guys take care. Supreme, you take care. We'll talk soon. And Solid Extra, thanks for calling in.
Nice to chat, guys. Good night. Take it easy. See you Saturday.
Hasta la vista.
Bye-bye.
So that's everybody there at the same time. So I apologize for Solid Extra. I thought it was a fake because I already have one with him on it. And then there's another one calling in. And it's like, is it a fake account again? Guys, come on. Join the channel. Support this transmission. Support this transmission, guys. Go to the channel right here. Click on join right there. Join the channel. Join this channel. Get access to membership perks. Guys, if you can, join $1.99 a month. Tig Nim is here that joined. Who else is here? Supreme Canon's got a badge. And your badges end up changing color. So on your second month, it would change color. Then it turns silver. Then it turns orange. And then finally, it's at the end, it turns red. And what that means is that you've been a long-time member of the channel. So if you guys could join the channel, go to the channel, click join for $1.99 a month, and that helps support the transmission, and it helps to offset some of the costs and the cost of operating, and things are just aren't getting cheap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, TJH is a member too. A couple of people. Just trying to see who else is up. Mr. Clean's a member too, right there. What color will Raven's wig be? I think his wig is blonde, to be honest with you. I think his wig is blonde. But my hair this is a little bit different, guys. This is really, I mean, people could call it a wig. They could call it whatever it wants. But I shower with this. I comb it. I could perm it. I could dye it. I could do whatever I want for 6 weeks, take it off, clean it, and put it back on. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to dye my hair. I could pull it. It hurts my scalp. I have nothing to hide. I don't care. I'm bald. I've been bald for 20 years. What do I care? I feel great. I have a full head of hair. Everyone's checking me out. Everyone's looking at me like, "Whoa, Mike, what happened, man? You have hair?" You know? But I don't care. Johnny D in the house. Coley's in the house. Steve the plumber's in the house. Ryan Holden's in the house. Someone's asking if my wife's pregnant. No, we already had 3 kids. We're done. No more kids. 3. Yeah, it's over, guys. No more kids for me, man. My having children days are pretty much done. That's time. Yeah, I see, guys. I got taken down 2 times. Here it is, guys. Right there. So at 8:30, I was taken down, and then 9 o'clock, I was taken down, and then I had to restart the show. So I'm constantly getting taken down, but they're allowing me to. They're allowing me to have this thing for people to join the channel. So this is really good. I like this, and I really want this to work. Yo, Solid Extra, you could go off Subscribestar. I know you're on Subscribestar, Solid Extra. You could delete your pledge and just come here. Then this way, when I see your name, I know it's you for real. Like, I actually know it's you in the chat, so I know. And then you get all these emojis so you could use with Bart Simpson and stuff. Lord H is a certifiable big wheel. Woo! Where is Lord Humongous? He didn't come on. I hope he's on for. I don't see him here in the chat. That's really weird. I hope he's okay. Maybe I'll give him a call after the show and see if he's okay. I'll see if I could. Was gonna see if he's on the. I'll see if he's on the. I'll give him a message later on Skype and see if he's okay. Peppa Piss said he's on? I didn't see Lord Humongous here. Oh, there you are. Okay, never mind. Sorry, he just posted. Sorry, the message came a second after I said that. Guys, don't forget Lord Humongous, support him. He's got a support button on his channel here. If you could go to, where is it here? Go to channel. Said he's got something on his YouTube. If you could go, there's a link here, I think there is. Lord, tell us where it is, buddy. About, is it about? Go to your about, Lord Humongous, if you can, buddy, and just put a link to your stuff there on what you got. Wow, holy crap, he subscribed to so many channels. How does he have time to come on this one? Holy smokes, I'm all the way down here. So, oh, that's my video game channel. Let me see where he is. Hold on, where am I? So I'm got to be further down then, if that's my video game channel. Wow! Oh wow! I'm subscribed to Secure Team, but he hasn't posted in a while, man. It's lost. Oh, you're subscribed to Sandman? So am I. Man, he's got like 1 million subscribers here. Lord, who are you not subscribed to on YouTube? Who are you not subscribed to? Oh no, I didn't see I'm in here somewhere. I'm not gonna. I'm in there somewhere. Oh my God, you're subscribed to Belinda too. Yeah, people need solutions and hope. Hard to find with everything. Such a disconnect going in this Gong Show. Low Roller Scratcher. Is your channel back, Low Roller Scratcher? Because his channel was taken down for feeding his dog food. He was feeding his dog food, and they took his channel down. They said they gave him a community strike. He posted one video. Okay. He deleted all his videos. Oh, man, don't do that, man. He had so many good videos up there. The thirst is real, boy, says Supreme Canon. Tig Nimbus says, Steve, laugh out loud. Ryan Holden says, I think I saw you on the dark stream. Yeah, Lord Humongous is everywhere. Like Lord Humongous is everywhere at the same time. He's like God. He's everywhere at the exact same time. Yeah, you know, we could talk about trades too. Good Mike show. I personally enjoyed the trades talk. Yeah. Yeah, banking is getting tight. Yeah, back in the day when the bank didn't approve you of something, it's because they were doing you a favor because you were going to screw up. Now, Yeah, we could do student loans too. The great. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see. Talk about democracy. Yeah. Well, right now we're not living in one, so we're not living in democracy right now. I can tell you that right now. It seems like it, but well, they're doing a bad job of faking it now. That's how bad it's getting. Maybe I'm getting older and more cynical, but they're doing a bad job at faking it. CRA is checking business accounts. I did that. I did that on my channel. If you go to my channel here, type in Home Depot. I did that video, guys. Go to my magnifying glass here. It's right here. I did that video. Right there. A new rat in town. Home Depot is federal government is following purchases and stuff. I already did that one 2 months ago. Home Depot getting ripped off. Wow, look at this from 2 years ago. I got all kinds of videos, man. You go to my channel and type in whatever you want. Look, I'm at the Porn Depot. See? At the Porn Depot here. Ring the alarm. Raids are rising very fast. I got a lot of videos. You type in like a word and the 300 videos come up. Pornio. Yeah, we got Johnny D in the house. Toby C in the house. Toby C is saying, thanks for covering so many topics about real stuff. Yeah, man. Canada be in a recession if it wasn't for money launderers and criminals. Come on, that's what's happening. What, you think your local news is going to tell you this? Yeah, we're heading towards the roaring 20s when the Dow hits 35,000. Yeah, oh yeah. 35,000 and then the crash happens. Kaboom. Yeah, empty homes will become stores. Empty stores will become homes soon. There's a couple of malls right now in the United States that they're slowly converting into units for elderly. Yeah, they're converting malls now. Yeah, drug laundering saved banks in 2008. Papa Piss saying in the comments. Yeah, that's very true. Lots of cartels were laundering, big cartels. There's a $200 million dead mall in London, Ontario. It says Solid Exter. Oh, God. Yeah, Steve. Speaking of taxes, yeah, I finished paying my my PST, and then now I got my GST to pay. Well, I'm getting some sort of a refund on my GST, but then I got my corporate return to send in, because my cycle ended. So I got 2 months, but I'm doing it early, and then this mid-January I'm going to be doing my personal taxes. So, man, it doesn't end. The years go by too quick the older you get, and it feels like you're paying taxes every day now. Yeah, we're into the century, guys. We're 20 years into the 21st century. So it's going to be really interesting where things happen. I'm going to put I'm going to relax it a bit. And today's still Wednesday. Let's find out what we could talk about by Saturday. I think it's going to be very interesting. I think Supreme Canon was right on the money with that. Let's hold off. I think by Friday or even Saturday morning, we'll have something big to talk about. And we'll see what's going to happen with that. But you know what? The whole Mike in the Night, Australia burned Collins. That show is doing better than other shows, Mike in the Nights I did. Like viewership wise, it's doing a lot better. So, you know, that was a good one. We had to cover that because it was just too much arson and too much Mickey Mousing that was going on, and there's just too many innocent people getting caught in the crosshairs, right? Steve is saying, I agree, Mike. It has been said that we work half the year for the government. That would be nice. It's actually 7 months of the year if you do the math, depending on what tax bracket you're in. Papa Piss saying, we work our whole lives for the government. Lord Humongous says, I think PMO is inhaling too much burning eucalyptus. I can't say that. I can't say that. I could never say that word. Eucalyptus. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. 200 arsonists arrested in Australia. Yeah. Yep. Chat's going strong. All right, guys. Thanks so much. And if you can, Supreme Canon, join Supreme Canon and join here. Join this channel. It makes me feel good when people are part of this. $2 a month Canadian. So that's like $1.60 or $1.50 American. And it really helps out. Everything helps out right now. And I think we're going to have to start tightening our belt strings. So, anyways, Lord Humongous is here. 800 jobs lost at Loblaws, says Gary Medeiros. Supreme Canon saying, join the gang and keep this guy's coffee habit going. Yeah, Supreme Canon actually bought me coffee in real life. Twice. Anyways, guys, it's 9:30. I'm going to go make sure the kids are in bed. And I'll see you. I'll make some videos tomorrow, guys. Check out my videos I made today. 80 Americans dead claims Iranian media claims. That's what they're saying on their side. Toronto raises property tax. Down today, lost my gains. January snowfall in Merritt, BC. What else did I put up? The Great Canadian Peso. Everything's getting expensive. We're going to be dishing out lots of money. Like, you know when you go to Mexico and you have this much money? Like this? And you think you're rich? You're not. You get there, you're spending money like you're unloading it from a wheelbarrow. That's what's going to happen in Canada pretty soon. New iPhone, nobody cares. And gold prices to the 7-year high, to the moon. This one's pretty good. Immigration mess. Guys, watch this when I get off the air. They didn't quite get the results they wanted, so they're now... Check this one out. Check out that show, guys. Check out that video. It's only like 13 minutes long. Guys, shop at the store. Look at this. I was looking at this the other day. I'm going to order in some samples. And I got licensing to use Mike in the Night. This is all Mike in the Night right here. This was made by a fan. All Mike in the Night. Really cool stuff. And look at the back of this sweater. Really cool stuff. Look at these leggings with Mike in the Night. I think it says it on the side right there, Mike in the Night. I got some pretty cool stuff. I went on some other like stores and stuff on here. I don't know who these I don't know who these guys are. Like they're just other people. Their stuff doesn't look nowhere near as cool as this stuff here, man. See, I was a guest on Mike in the Night. I'm going to try and make a Supreme Canon mug. I'll try tomorrow at work. And this is the pilot episode of Mike in the Night, what I used for the first episode. That one's pretty cool. And the back is awesome. Just some guy in an alleyway and snowing in a big city. What else we got here? I'm going to order in samples. Because I would use some of this stuff like myself, like on a day-to-day. But I did lower the prices, guys, up here. Everything's been lowered. So in American dollars, it's actually super cheap. But I like this one too. This is a nice one. That's a pretty nice one. I like this. I like advertising my stuff. It looks like I feel like I'm on like this home shopping network now. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna order in. It says here, order samples for myself. I'm actually gonna do that. I really like this T-shirt for myself. I like that. In the back. Woo! Steve Stevens says, D-Dunk and Midland and Shepherd, I think, is some kind of flea market there. They're talking about flea markets. The Ravens wig takes on the Mike Martin's piece. Yeah, the Ravens wig is more of like those wigs that you put on that you can't do this. Like you can't pull like that and shower, and you gotta take, it just comes off your head when you go to sleep at night. I never take this off, right? I keep it on for a couple of weeks. Yeah, you know what, guys? We're gonna do a Lord Humongous hoodie. I have to see what the licensing is on that logo. See, this, I could use this, right? I could use the stuff I have here, right? This, look at these socks. I could use this because somebody actually made this for me. See the socks? So somebody took the time to make this, designed a lot of this stuff for my channel, and which is fine. But I gotta look at that logo, that Lord Humongous. This towel, I'm getting this towel next week. This towel's nice with the city. That's a nice towel. If I bought a towel like this, I probably wouldn't even take it to the beach. It's so nice. Anyways, guys, don't forget to shop Mike Martins. I'll leave a link in the chat. Yeah, Mr. Clean saying, I'm looking forward to Saturday. Me too, man. We got to find something. We got to get intense with Mike in the Night. Last night's Mike in the Night was pretty intense right here. If you missed it last night, we had a special like Mike in the Night last night right here. But they're forced under the Chinese regime. You know what I'm saying? So was Tibet. Yeah. We got the Raven on last night, and he was pretty intense. So here's last night's show, guys. Check out last night's show. There it is. Mike in the Night last night. It has a lot of dislikes on it, though. Lots of dislikes. But that's okay. You can't win everybody over, right? All right, guys. It's 9:40. I'm out of here. You guys have a good night. You guys, yeah, go and watch. Everyone says I missed it. Dang. Yeah, go watch last night's show. It's pretty good. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for supporting. God bless.